Hello, my amazing friends. I hope you're doing well. But even if you're not, this video might just be the thing you need. Because today, I'm not just going to give you motivation. I'm going to give you mental weapons. Let's face it. This world is not kind to the weak. If you are too emotional, people will manipulate you. If you overthink, the world will move forward and leave you behind. If you are too soft, someone will break you, and not even say sorry. People will use you. They will lie to you. They will laugh at your dreams, and they will take advantage of your silence. That's why in this generation, more than money, more than looks, more than followers or fame, you need to become mentally strong. Because weak minds cry alone in silence. Strong minds rise in silence and build empires in private. But what does it really mean to be mentally strong? It doesn't mean shouting louder. It doesn't mean pretending to be happy all the time. It means not reacting emotionally to every small problem. Choosing peace over panic. Thinking clearly when the world is on fire. And being calm even when you're hurting. Unfortunately, most people today are mentally weak. They get angry in seconds. They break down over little things. They compare their lives on Instagram, and they need constant validation just to feel good enough. But that ends today. If you decide to change, in this video, I will give you 15 powerful points. That will make your mind stronger than 99% of the world. And remember this. Strong minds discuss ideas. Average minds discuss events. Weak minds discuss people. Let's stop being weak. Let's become dangerous in the most peaceful way. And improve your English along the way. Point 1. Train your mind to be calm. Especially in chaos. A strong mind is not a mind that never feels pain. It's a mind that knows how to stay calm even when the world is collapsing. Let's be honest. Every one of us goes through stress. Money problems, exams, relationships, heartbreak, pressure from family, failure in career. And when these problems come, most people lose control. They shout. They cry. They panic. They blame others. But mentally strong people, they don't react immediately. They pause, they breathe, they think clearly, and then act wisely. Because reacting emotionally never solves the problem. It just creates more. Imagine someone insults you publicly. A weak person will scream back, lose control, maybe even fight. A strong person? They smile, walk away, and let success do the talking. That calm mind is your weapon. You can't build a successful life if your emotions control you. You must learn to control your emotions, especially anger, jealousy, fear, and anxiety. Start practicing this. When someone says something bad, don't reply instantly. Breathe, think. When things go wrong, sit in silence for 10 minutes. Let your mind settle. When you feel angry, ask yourself, will this matter 5 years from now? Strong minds are not loud. They're calm. And in calmness, they become unshakable. Point 2. Spend time with yourself and learn to enjoy it. Most people are scared of being alone. They need someone to talk to all the time. They need social media, music, noise, distraction. Because silence makes them uncomfortable. But here's the truth. If you can't sit quietly with yourself for 30 minutes, how can you handle life's biggest storms? Spending time with yourself means knowing who you really are, understanding what you think, what you feel, and why you feel it. Learning to enjoy your own company without needing attention. The strongest people in the world are not those with the most friends. They're the ones who are complete even when they're alone. Alone doesn't mean lonely. Alone means power. Alone means reflection. Alone means recharging your soul. Use this time to write down your thoughts every day. Go for walks without headphones. Ask yourself deep questions. What am I running from? Why do I feel anxious? What do I really want? Most people know more about celebrities than they know about their own mind. That's why they feel empty. That's why they panic when no one texts them. That's why they get jealous when someone else is happy. But when you start spending time with yourself, you begin to heal, grow, and become emotionally independent. And once you enjoy your own company, you'll never beg for someone else's attention again. Point 3. Avoid overthinking. Learn to let things go. Overthinking is one of the biggest enemies of mental strength, and it's everywhere. You say something wrong in a conversation, and you think about it for 7 hours. You send a message and don't get a reply, and you create 10 possible stories in your head. You make a small mistake, and suddenly you feel like your whole future is ruined. That's not thinking. That's torturing yourself. Let me tell you something very real. Your mind is a powerful tool, but if you don't control it, it will turn into your worst enemy. A mentally weak person keeps replaying the past. They keep thinking, what if I said this instead? Why did they treat me like that? What if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? And guess what? All this mental noise, it doesn't change the past, and it doesn't prepare you for the future. It just steals your peace, your sleep, and your confidence. So how do you stop overthinking? You start by understanding this simple truth. Not everything deserves your energy. If someone misunderstood you, explain once. If they still don't get it, let it go. If you made a mistake, correct it if you can, then forgive yourself and move forward. If you don't know what will happen tomorrow, stop guessing. Wait. Live today. You don't need all the answers right now. You just need the courage to take the next step, without fear. Imagine this. You go for an interview and they don't call you back. A mentally weak person will think, maybe I said something wrong. Maybe they hated me. I'm such a failure. I'll never get a job. That spiral destroys their confidence. But a mentally strong person thinks, maybe I wasn't the right fit, but I'll improve and try again. One rejection doesn't define my future. They feel the pain, but they don't stay stuck in it. You have to train your brain to interrupt the loop. Every time your mind starts spinning stories, say this. This is not helpful. This is not real. Let me focus on what I can control. Overthinking is a habit, but so is peace. You choose which one you practice every day. Point 4. Don't chase attention. Build self-respect. Instead, we live in a world where most people are addicted to being seen. They want likes. They want followers. They want compliments. They want to be noticed, even if it's fake. And when they don't get attention, they feel worthless. But mental strength begins when you stop asking, who's watching me? And start asking, am I proud of who I'm becoming? Weak people need attention to feel alive. Strong people give attention to their goals. Let me ask you something. Why are you posting everything online? Why do you feel sad when someone doesn't notice your new haircut? Why do you constantly try to prove yourself to people who don't even care? Because deep inside, you're still looking for external approval. But here's the truth. The people who chase attention the most are often the most insecure. Real confidence is silent. A lion doesn't need to announce it's a lion. It just walks. and everything respects it. You don't need 1,000 people to clap for you. You need to clap for yourself when no one else is watching. Imagine someone goes to the gym not to become healthy, but only to post selfies in the mirror. They skip workouts. They don't train hard. But every day they want attention online. And when nobody comments, "Wow, you're looking great," they feel empty. That's not strength. That's validation addiction. Now compare that to someone who works out daily, silently, consistently, without posting anything. No drama, no spotlight, just grind. 6 months later, they've transformed. Not for others, but for themselves. That's mental power. Start living like this. Don't tell everyone your next move. Let your results speak. Stop dressing to impress strangers. Start showing up to impress your future self. Learn to enjoy doing things, even when nobody claps. The moment you stop chasing attention, you start attracting respect, including your own. Because attention is temporary. But self-respect? That's forever. Point 5. Seek discomfort. Growth never happens in comfort zones. Let me tell you something that most people will never say to your face. If you want an easy life, you will never have a strong mind. This generation is addicted to comfort. Comfortable bed. Comfortable job. Comfortable relationships. Comfortable excuses. They avoid anything hard, anything uncertain, anything that demands effort. But here's the truth. Every time you choose comfort, you are saying no to your growth. Every time you avoid difficulty, you are choosing weakness. Look around at the strongest people in the world, not just in muscles, but in mind. They all went through hell. They all experienced pain, failure, rejection, loneliness, embarrassment. But they kept walking. They kept trying. Because growth only happens when you step into the unknown. Imagine this. You're scared of public speaking. Every time you speak, your hands shake, your voice cracks, and your mind goes blank. So you avoid speaking, you hide, you stay silent, you let others take the mic. It feels safe. But every time you avoid that discomfort, your fear grows stronger, and you grow weaker. Now flip the script. You volunteer to speak, even if you shake. You speak, even if you forget lines. You mess up, and do it again. Guess what? One day, you stop shaking, you stop fearing, you speak with power. Why? Because you chose discomfort over hiding. That's where growth lives. In the gym when your muscles burn. At 5 a.m. when you want to sleep but choose discipline. In the moments when you fail but get back up. Discomfort is not your enemy. It's your trainer. It's your teacher. It's your path to becoming unstoppable. Most people will never be mentally strong, not because they're stupid, but because they keep choosing what feels easy instead of what makes them grow. Comfort gives you momentary peace, but discomfort gives you long-term power. Want to be mentally strong? Do the hard things. Do the scary things. Do the uncomfortable things every single day. Point 6. Be patient for success. Stop rushing the process. Let's be real. This generation is in a hurry for everything. They want success in 6 months. They want love in one swipe. They want money without learning. They want respect without effort. They want a strong mind without going through pain. But here's the brutal truth. Anything that comes fast doesn't last. And anything that lasts takes time. Mental strength is not built in 1 week. It's not a YouTube tip or a 5-minute hack. It's a result of showing up consistently when no one claps, no one notices, and no one cares. You want to be successful? You want to be unbreakable? You want to be proud of yourself? Then stop asking, why is it taking so long? Why am I not there yet? Why is everyone ahead of me? And start asking, how can I be better today than I was yesterday? Am I doing the work even when it's boring? Can I wait without giving up? Let me give you an example from real life. Think of a tree. Before it grows tall, it spends years growing roots underground, invisible, unseen, unappreciated. But those roots are what make it strong during storms. Now compare that to people who try to grow fast without building roots. One failure, and they collapse. One heartbreak, and they break. One rejection, and they give up. Because they rushed the process. Strong minds are slow cooked, not microwaved. Be patient with your journey. The gym may not show results in 2 weeks, but it's changing you. Reading books may feel slow, but it's sharpening your brain. Your English may not be fluent yet, but every day you practice, you get better. Patience is a superpower. In a world that wants instant results, be the one who says, I don't care how long it takes. I will not stop until I become the best version of me. And let me tell you one more thing. The day you plant the seed is not the day you eat the fruit. So stop judging your progress by what others are doing. You're not late. You're not behind. You're just building something real. And real success takes time. Point 7. Be disciplined. Do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. If motivation is the spark, then discipline is the fire that keeps burning. Everyone wants to be mentally strong, but the truth is, most people only move when they feel like it. They wait for motivation. They wait for energy. They wait for the perfect moment. But mental strength is not about feelings. It's about doing what's right even when you don't feel ready. If you only study when you're in the mood, if you only work when it's easy, if you only show up when you're inspired, you'll never go far. Because life doesn't care about your mood. Success doesn't care about your excuses. And your future? It's being built, with or without you. Discipline means waking up early even when you're tired. Saying no to distractions even when they look fun. Doing the hard, boring, painful work over and over again. Finishing what you started even when nobody's watching. Let's make it real. Imagine 2 people learning English. The first person studies only when they're feeling it. Some days they learn. Some days they skip. Some weeks they disappear. They watch videos, feel inspired, but never apply it daily. The second person? They practice every single day, even when tired, even when busy, even when bored. They write 5 sentences a day. They read out loud. They speak to the mirror. They repeat words again and again. Now fast forward 6 months. Guess who speaks fluently and confidently? Not the one who was motivated, but the one who was disciplined. That's the power of showing up. You don't need to be the smartest. You don't need to be the most talented. You just need to be the one who refuses to quit. Ask yourself this. Can you work without applause? Can you practice when it's boring? Can you improve when no one believes in you? Because that's where greatness is born. Most people want results, but mentally strong people want routines. Because they know results are just a reward, but discipline is the path. You don't need motivation every day. You need to become the person who moves forward anyway. So from today, tell yourself, I may not feel like it, but I'll do it anyway, because my future depends on it. This is not a choice. This is who I am now. Discipline is not punishment. It's self-respect in action. Point 8. Live in the present moment. Stop replaying the past and fearing the future. One of the biggest signs of a mentally weak person is this: they are never really here. Their body is in the room, but their mind is either stuck in the past or afraid of the future. They keep thinking, I shouldn't have done that. Why did they hurt me? What if I fail tomorrow? What if something goes wrong? And as they keep thinking, the present moment slips away. But here's the truth. The past, you can't change it. The future, you can't control it. The present, it's all you have, and it's the only place where life actually happens. Mentally strong people know this. They live here, in this moment. They don't drown in regret. They don't panic about next week. They focus. They breathe. They feel everything clearly. Let's make it personal. Have you ever eaten your favorite food, but didn't even taste it because your mind was somewhere else? Or talked to someone you love, but weren't really listening? Or missed sleep at night because your mind kept replaying past mistakes? That's what living in the future or the past does. It steals your life, one moment at a time. Now imagine this. You go for a walk, and you leave your phone behind. You notice the sky. You feel the breeze. You hear the birds. You feel your breath. You smile, because you're actually alive, not just surviving. That's presence. That's power. That's peace. When your mind is fully in the present, you make better decisions. You enjoy deeper conversations. You stop wasting energy on things you cannot change. Even pain becomes easier to handle, because you deal with it one moment at a time, not 10 years at once. Start practicing this. When you eat, focus only on the food. When you talk, give 100% attention. When your mind runs away, gently bring it back to your breath. It will feel hard at first, but slowly, it becomes your new way of living. The present moment is not small. It's everything. It's the only place where change happens, where strength grows, where healing begins. So stop letting your mind run wild. Bring it back, right here, right now. This is your power. Point 9. Don't compare yourself with others. Your journey is unique. Your timing is sacred. One of the most dangerous things you can do to your mental health is to compare your life to others. Yet we all do it. We look at someone's Instagram post and think, why is their life so perfect? We hear someone speak fluently in English and think, why can't I speak like that? We see someone's success, and instead of feeling inspired, we feel small, insecure, and ashamed. But listen to me carefully. Their path is not your path. Their timing is not your timing. Their blessings are not your blessings. When you compare yourself, you are insulting your own story. You are telling your soul, you are not enough. And that is how mental weakness begins. You lose focus, you lose peace, you lose your identity. Let's make this real. Imagine two people planting seeds. One plants a sunflower, the other plants a bamboo tree. The sunflower grows in weeks, tall, beautiful, fast. But the bamboo tree? For the first 4 years, nothing happens. No sign, no leaves, no height. People laugh. They say, there's nothing there. But what they don't see is this. The bamboo is growing roots. Deep, strong, powerful roots. In the 5th year, it shoots up to 90 feet in just weeks. Now ask yourself, was the bamboo tree late? No. It was just on a different timeline. That's you. Maybe others are succeeding fast. Maybe others speak better English. Maybe others are making more money, getting married, buying cars, becoming famous. But maybe you are growing roots. And when you rise, you will rise unshakable. So stop comparing your seed to someone else's flower. Focus on your soil, your growth, your water, your light. And understand this: what's meant for you will come, but only when you're ready. Comparison is a thief. It steals your focus, it poisons your heart, and it blinds you to your own blessings. So from today, unfollow people who make you feel small. Spend time with those who make you feel seen. Celebrate your little wins. Trust your own pace. Your life is not a race. You are not late. You are exactly where you're meant to be. And once you stop comparing, you start living. You start growing. You start healing. That is true mental strength. Point 10. Practice gratitude. Because a grateful heart can survive anything. Let me tell you something that the world doesn't talk about enough. Gratitude is not just about saying thank you. It's about seeing beauty, even in pain. Gratitude is the ability to say, yes, I'm struggling, but I'm still breathing. Yes, life is hard, but I'm still here, and I'm still fighting. Yes, things are not perfect, but I still have something to be thankful for. Gratitude is a form of mental armor. It protects you from negativity, jealousy, fear, and sadness. Because when your mind focuses on what's missing, you feel broken. But when your mind focuses on what you still have, you feel strong, calm, and peaceful. Let's go deeper. Imagine two people lose their job on the same day. The first one says, "Why me? I'm such a failure. Everything is ruined." They sink into depression, blame others, and give up. The second one says, "It hurts, but maybe this is a chance to start something new. At least I still have my skills, my health, my mind." They start small, they learn, they rebuild. Same problem, different mindset. The one with gratitude has more power, more peace, and more strength. Gratitude doesn't remove pain, but it adds meaning to pain. It helps you see that even in the darkness, there is light. Start doing this today. Every morning before checking your phone, write down 3 things you're grateful for. Not big things, simple things. Like, I can see the sky. I have food to eat. I'm learning English. I still have hope. Every night before sleeping, say out loud, "Today wasn't perfect, but I'm thankful I lived it." And slowly your mind will change. It will stop focusing on what's wrong and start seeing what's right. Gratitude makes you humble. It makes you peaceful. And most importantly, it makes you mentally unbreakable. Because no matter what life takes from you, if you still know how to say thank you, you are never truly poor. Point 11. Let go of things you cannot control. Free your mind, free your power. Let's be honest. So many people today are mentally exhausted, not because of how hard life is, but because they are constantly trying to control things that are not in their control. They want to control what others think about them, what their parents expect, how people react to their truth, whether someone stays in their life, whether the world treats them fairly, whether success comes quickly. And when they fail to control these things, they break down. But here's the truth that mentally strong people understand. You can't control the wind, but you can control how you sail. You can't stop the storm, but you can learn how to stand in it. The moment you try to control everything, you're actually giving away your power. You're telling life, I will only be okay if everything goes the way I want. That's weakness. Strength is saying, even if things don't go my way, I will still stay calm, still stay focused, still move forward. Let me give you a real-world example. Imagine you're stuck in traffic. You're late for an important meeting. Cars are not moving. The noise is loud. You're frustrated, angry. You keep looking at the clock. You keep yelling in your mind. But tell me, does any of that change the situation? No. The traffic won't move faster because you're stressed. The meeting won't start earlier because you're upset. All that energy wasted. Now imagine someone else in the same traffic. They take a deep breath. They accept what they cannot change. They call ahead, inform they'll be late, and use the time to listen to something helpful. Maybe learn something new. Same problem. Different mindset. Different level of strength. Letting go doesn't mean you don't care. Letting go means you're smart enough to understand where to spend your energy. So ask yourself, can I change this situation? Is this something I control? Or am I just reacting? If it's out of your hands, let it be out of your mind. This includes other people's opinions, past mistakes, delays in your plans, things people said to hurt you, fear of the future. You are not here to control everything. You are here to control your thoughts, your choices, your focus, and your response. Start doing this. Every time you feel stressed, ask, is this in my control? If the answer is no, breathe, release, move forward. Use that energy to do something productive instead. Because peace doesn't come when everything is perfect. Peace comes when you stop trying to control everything. And the most powerful mind is not the one that controls the world, but the one that knows how to surrender to life without losing its strength. Point 12. Make small positive changes. That's how big transformation begins. Everyone wants a big life change. They say things like, I want to become confident. I want to become successful. I want to be fluent in English. I want to be mentally strong. I want to be happy. But here's the truth. Big change never comes from big talk. It comes from small, consistent action, every single day. Most people fail because they wait for the perfect time to start something big. But mentally strong people? They start small, but they start now. They understand this one rule of growth. Small changes, done daily, lead to massive transformation. Let me show you how this works. Want to be physically healthy? Start with 5 push-ups a day. Want to master English? Start with 5 new words a day. Want to be confident? Start by speaking 1 brave sentence a day. Want to feel positive? Start by writing 1 thing you're grateful for each night. Want to feel peaceful? Start by sitting in silence for 3 minutes a day. These changes feel small, but they are not weak. They are powerful seeds. And just like a tiny seed becomes a tree, your tiny habits become your new identity. Here's what most people do wrong. They start big. They try to do everything in 1 week. They wake up one day and try to change their whole life. But it's too much. They get tired. They quit. Why? Because change is not a sprint. It's a daily rhythm. Quiet, slow, steady. Mentally strong people respect the process. They don't need fast results. They need progress, no matter how small. Imagine your life is like a big ship. You don't need to turn the whole ship in 1 second. You just need to adjust the wheel by 1 degree. That 1 degree shift may feel invisible today, but over weeks, months, and years, it changes your entire destination. Start making your 1-degree changes. Wake up 10 minutes earlier. Replace one negative thought with a positive one. Instead of scrolling for 1 hour, scroll for 30 minutes. Drink more water. Sleep 30 minutes earlier. Be kind once a day to yourself and others. These are not small things. These are the foundation of transformation. Don't wait for January. Don't wait for Monday. Don't wait for motivation. Start right now with what you have, where you are, and remind yourself every day. I may not see results today, but I'm planting seeds, and one day I will live in the forest I created with these small acts. That's how mental strength is built. Brick by brick. Day by day. Breath by breath. Point 13. Take responsibility for your failures. No more excuses, only growth. There's one thing mentally weak people do all the time. They blame. My parents didn't support me. My teacher didn't explain it well. My boss is unfair. The system is broken. I didn't succeed because of bad luck. Now, yes, life can be unfair. Sometimes you do get hurt by things that were not your fault. But here's the problem. Blaming keeps you stuck. It gives away your power. It tells your mind, I am not in control. The world controls me. And that's how you stay mentally weak. But mentally strong people, they do the opposite. They take full, brutal, honest responsibility for their life. They say, yes, I failed, and it's on me. Yes, I made a mistake, but I will learn from it. Yes, the situation was hard, but I still had choices. When you take responsibility for your failures, something amazing happens. You stop blaming, you start learning, you stop complaining, you start improving. You move from being a victim of life to being the creator of your life. Imagine someone fails an English exam. A mentally weak person will say, the questions were too hard. The teacher didn't explain it properly. I had too many things going on. And next time, they'll probably fail again. But a mentally strong person will say, I didn't prepare well enough. I didn't ask for help when I needed it. I let distractions get in the way. That mindset makes them stronger every time they fall. And soon, they don't fail in the same way again, because they actually grew. Failures are not the enemy. Excuses are. So from today, own your mistakes. Study your failures. Stop blaming and start building. The more responsibility you take for your life, the more power you unlock inside yourself. Blame is easy, growth is hard, but only growth will change your life. Point 14. Do the difficult thing, Wartara. Train your mind to embrace discomfort. Here's one powerful habit that builds unstoppable mental strength. Every morning, do the hardest thing first. Why? Because your mind is strongest in the morning. And when you complete the most difficult task first, you gain momentum, confidence, and clarity for the entire day. But most people, they avoid the hard things. They delay, they procrastinate. They keep saying, I'll do it later. And then, the task becomes bigger in their head. Anxiety increases, confidence disappears, guilt builds. The entire day feels heavy. Because the most important thing is still unfinished. Let's break it down. Imagine you have to study for an exam, make a difficult phone call, do a workout, finish a project, speak to someone about a problem. Now your brain wants you to do the easy things first. Scroll social media, watch YouTube, clean your desk, do research. That turns into 3 hours of distraction. But what if, right after waking up, you took a deep breath and just did the hard thing first? Even if it's uncomfortable, even if it's scary, even if it's not perfect. Once it's done, your mind feels free. You walk taller. You feel proud. You've already done more than most people will do all day. The easy road makes life harder, but the hard road makes you stronger. Doing the difficult thing first trains your brain to stop avoiding life. Because life is not always comfortable. Success is not always fun. Growth is not always pretty. But the person who trains their mind to face discomfort first is the person who becomes mentally unbreakable. Make this your daily rule. One hard task, done first. One uncomfortable thing, faced early. One moment of courage, before anything else. It will change how you think, how you live, and how far you go. Point 15. Eliminate negativity from your life. Protect your peace. Like your life depends on it. If you want to be mentally strong, you must stop asking, "What should I add to my life?" and start asking, "What should I remove?" Because here's a truth nobody tells you. Sometimes your mind is not weak. It's just surrounded by too much negativity. And negativity is poison. It can come from toxic people who always gossip, complain, or put you down. Negative environments that make you feel small or stuck. Your own thoughts, self-doubt, fear, judgment, regret. Social media that fills your head with comparison, fear, and noise. Habits that drain your energy, like laziness, anger, and constant complaining. You can meditate all day, read all the self-help books, watch every motivational video. But if you go back to a toxic environment, nothing will change. Your peace is not just something to hope for. It's something you must protect like it's your life. Let's make this real. Imagine a beautiful plant. You water it, give it sunlight. But every day, someone pours poison into the soil. Will it grow? No. Not because the plant is weak, but because the environment is toxic. That's your mind. You're not broken. You're not lazy. You're just surrounded by things that are killing your energy. Slowly. Start protecting yourself. Say goodbye to people who drain you, even if you love them. Set boundaries with friends who never grow. Limit your screen time. Stop consuming constant negativity. Cut out complaining. Speak about solutions, not problems. Watch what you feed your mind. Music, news, drama, gossip. Your mental strength will explode the moment you eliminate what weakens you. Try this. Clean your physical space. Your room reflects your mind. Take a negativity fast. 24 hours with no complaining, gossip, or negative talk. Create a peaceful zone. A space where you go to think, reflect, recharge. Block or mute people online who make you feel inferior, angry, or empty. And most importantly, stop allowing your own thoughts to bully you. Your inner voice should sound like a coach, not a critic. If it doesn't, change the voice. You don't need a better life. You need a cleaner mind. And that begins by removing what doesn't belong. My amazing friends, remember this. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to be strong enough to try. One day at a time. One step at a time. One thought at a time. The world may try to break you. People may disappoint you. But as long as you keep growing, you are already winning. So stay calm, stay kind, and keep becoming the strongest version of you, silently, patiently, powerfully. And if this video helped you, don't forget to subscribe because we are growing stronger together. Take care of your mind. Protect your peace. I believe in you, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye, my friend. Keep going.